Okay. So how long have you been, telling jokes? I mean, from the fart chick to now, how long have you been?
The long span of time would be 2 years. I never know if to say 2 years or a year and a half because I did it that one time, and then because I'm in school, I was focusing on school, so I didn't go out for maybe like 6 months.
Okay.
So it's somewhere between 2 years and a year and a half, depending on when you want to gauge that start point.
Okay.
I always say a year and a half because, I mean, I didn't learn anything in those 6 months just because I was reading a lot of books, getting some work done.
So how did you come out to your friends? I want to be a comic. That's Was it a big moment, or did they just?
Not really. I kind of just very timidly would tell people that's what I would go do, and then I'm very lucky that I had a very supportive circle of friends who would come and watch me and liked what I did, which was a huge bonus.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah. When people enjoy what you do, it's much more motivating to keep doing it. I don't think I realized that it was what I wanted to do with my life until earlier this year, maybe like January, maybe December of last year. I was having this big crisis with it.
Okay.
After doing it for about 7 months and only doing open mics and only being like the last person on the list at open mics. And it's a really, when you're starting out, I mean, that happens to everyone who does it, by the way. If you are a new comic and watching that, you're just going to be in that position for a long-ass time.
Especially here in Denver.
And, there's just so many of us.
Yeah, there's a huge scene here.
You have to be really patient, and
you have to be pretty good, too, to get a second shot. I mean,
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know. I'd say that just being open is going to help you more than anything else. I'd say I'm okay. I wouldn't say I'm as talented as other people.
Well, I wasn't. When I saw your set, when I watch young comics, I rarely. Sometimes I watch for the joke structure, but what I really like about the comics that I really like is the way they handle themselves on stage. First of all, you seem really comfortable on stage, and your subject matter was not normal. It wasn't subject matter that I'd heard before.
Well, I think that's because I'm a monogamous female, and most comics aren't. So the fact that I don't date and I can't really talk shit about my boyfriend because that's how my rent gets paid.
I got you.
So I got to get real creative about what I want to talk about. Yeah. But no, I actually like comedy as the new philosophy. So I always try to. There's an end to that sentence somewhere. I think about things a lot, and I tend to not come to any conclusions in the moment. It's very retroactive. So my comedy is really just how I've learned about the world. And share it.
Does your boyfriend ever show up in your act at all, in a good way or in a?
I have, I think, one bit about telling people that I have a boyfriend, and one bit about how I'm really glad that he doesn't show up. I don't think I'm going to use this joke anymore because I didn't think it was that funny, but so I'll tell it to you now.
Please share.
Have one, yeah. Just it was supposed to be an opener thing, my boyfriend was supposed to come tonight, but he didn't, and I'm glad because it seems like it'd be awkward. It would sort of be like taking a priest to a water park. It's going to be a real quiet ride home. Not going to want to talk about it again. And he watched part of the posted set at Ari's, but I was in the room with him, and then I just turned it off because it was just way too weird.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the gig. I mean, you really do have to sit down and stare at yourself.
Oh well, I mean, I don't mind doing that. I mean, not in a narcissistic way, but in a critical way.
Right.
Because I think every comic is their own worst critic, but it's helpful in a way. There's some things that I learned about what I do that was good to see, so I could learn about it, but not something that I want to watch him be there for.
Right. I always, tell myself that if I'm killing, like if I'm killing the room and there's one person or two people that aren't laughing, if I could just figure out why they are not laughing, I'd be a star. You know, that'd be the thing that put me over the top, if I could just figure out why those two people aren't laughing. So I always study my sets and go, you know, I could have done that better. I could have taken that word out. I could have, you know. But it is really difficult to sit next to someone that you care about, and you know.
I think intimacy in particular is just like not something you really want involved in someone who's going to be critiquing you.
Yeah.
I mean, he was nice about it, to be fair. He said my voice didn't sound bad and I didn't seem nervous. So from him, that was great.
Those are amazing compliments.
Yeah.
Because your voice didn't sound bad. That's great. And you didn't seem nervous.
You know, I mean, he's had to hear
great.
my voice for like 8 years, so I'd hope he's all right with it. But no, I'm always surprised when people tell me I seem comfortable and not nervous, because I am shaking.
You... All right, so you have a boyfriend that you've been with for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
You do not look old enough to have a boyfriend that you've been with for 8 years.
Yeah, I've got a little baby face. Get it from my mom.
Wow. So, okay. All right. So, wow. I'm kind of stunned here. I don't want to ask you how old you are, but that explains a whole lot of the stage presence that you have, is that you don't have the stage presence of a 19-year-old, because you're not a 19-year-old. Yeah.
I am 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd put you in like 19, 20, early part of 20. Like,
yeah,
wow.
I'm more grateful for that now than I was when I was 20.
Yeah.
I've actually looked about the same age since I was 12, so it really sucked in high school. But
it'll be great at 40.
Yeah.
It'll be wonderful at 40 when they seriously card you at 40, not because they're hitting on you, but
yeah,
because they really don't want to let you in the bar.
Yeah, so.
That's pretty cool.